Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Canes Insight Podcast powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. I'm still out here in historic Granbury, Texas on Lake Granbury, about ready to head home to Miami. There's going to be a lot of happy people in the airport. You got Maduro just got sacked like Julian Sane, bombed the grave of communist Hugo Chavez just for fun. I might head out to Islas Canarias, #1 Cuban restaurant in America, but they got tequeños on the menu as well, just as a support for our Venezuelan brothers and sisters in the chat. I know we got some Canes fans out there, but win after win, including the stomping of Ohio State, and 2 more to go, baby. So we got to bring in the big boys on these Saturdays. We'll bring in 50 from Category 6 Canes in a second. But first, shout out to Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. If you or someone you care about injured in an accident, you could be entitled to significant compensation. Dial 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Take back control of your life with Anajar and Levine. So without further ado, from Category 6 Sports, you saw him on the show yesterday. He's going Monday, Wednesday, Friday, bringing you all the energy and just the vibes, man. So we had to bring him in here Saturday morning. Man himself. You keep asking me about him in the airport when I'm walking around. When's 50 coming back? Here he is right here. 50. How we doing?
We're doing real well. Cotton Bowl champs. Finna win our first Fiesta Bowl in history. We here now.
Listen, man, I saw Caden Curry. I got bad news, actually, 50. I got bad news for you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was on Twitter. I see Caden Curry, the defensive end for Ohio State. You may not have seen him during the game. He wears 92. I don't think he did much during the ball game. He was somewhere under Malinois and Bell. But I heard him on the press conference. He said that if Miami played Ohio State, this is after the game, if Miami played Ohio State 10 times, Ohio State wins 9. Just happened to be the one that they lost. So, we took another hypothetical L, man. We got a lot of hypothetical L's this year.
Hey, I love hypothetical L's at this point. That's the only L. They're my favorite losses right there, hypotheticals.
He had some hypothetical sacks too. Ruben Bain, and Messidor, they were putting sand through the dirt, but he was getting those hypothetical sacks, man. He was like a hypothetical Reggie White out there, number 92. But yeah, man, look, they're already talking about it in the comments. They know when you're on, you like to just stomp on our opponents, on our rivals. And this has been a good year for you, man, because you talk about Notre Dame first game, Ruben Bain and Messidor meet at the quarterback, push the tackles into CJ Carr. We beat them not just once, but twice. We lost the hypothetical game to them, but we beat them in the real game, and then they got knocked out the playoffs. Then you go on to Florida, DJ Lagway. That offense has less yards than Bethune-Cookman, right? They take that multiple touchdown loss. You go to Florida State, beat the brakes off them, give them some hope in the box score, I guess, because they loved it so much they kept Norvell again, so they took another loss with that one.
Right.
Then you talk about the last kind of, I would say, final boss of the rivals, Ohio State, because they're actually good. And then thorough domination on the field, not even a question of who won. So, bad year for the rivals, man.
Hey, D-Money, as I gotta say, all my ops in hell, yeah. Oh, no spit, no water. They don't get nothing, no shade, nothing. They don't need nothing at all. They get fried. Yeah, D-Hucks know. Oh, hey, Canesman, last he know, hey, they in hell, burning, frying. And it's not looking good because now we on the uptick. We just gonna keep going up. Like, I felt when that boy DJ Jacobs did that corny shit and commit to Ohio State, I felt like, oh yeah, we winning this game because they ain't focused over there. They out here winning recruiting battles that they shouldn't have been in. How you do a last minute? Okay, good. Now we focus on whooping your ass. Next time you talk to DJ Jacobs, let them know that you 0-2 against Mario.
Hey, don't talk too bad about him because we're going to flip him at the end. So, we can't bury him too much, right? He got some bad, that he got blinded by the money they were throwing around.
He thought they were better
back around. He'll come right back around.
He thought they were better than us. That's what it was. Oh, no, I welcome back with open arms, but I want him to know, hey, man, we better than Ohio State. I want him to admit that. That's another thing. People got to they gotta humble themselves. You feel me? Like a lot of people humble themselves. Like they really thought Ohio State could block Ruben Bain and Mesidor and Moten. No, I haven't seen the O-line did it. I'm still waiting. I'm waiting, D-Money.
The only competition that could do it, and I've seen them do it, they Green Tree. That's the only ones I've seen block. I've seen Markel Bell block Ruben Bain. Now I've seen Ruben Bain beat Markel Bell. Same thing on the other side. So that's really what you're seeing here is what did they always say? What did all the legends always say?
Harder than the game.
That's what it's been, man. So, I think I'm not saying like ops because rivals, because I have no beef with Ole Miss. I really have no beef with Oregon and Indiana. Quite frankly, I like those teams. I like watching them. And they're good teams. I'll say when someone's a fraud. I don't think those teams are frauds at all. But, the SEC as a conference, I would say has been an op to Miami because when Miami went down, the SEC took control. I'm born in 85. There's people in the chat older than me, but the SEC was not like that when I was growing up. It wasn't that. Miami, you had Notre Dame, you had Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. You had Alabama would have their times as well, but it wasn't like the conference was like that.
Right.
So then you move on here to when Miami goes down, SEC takes over. Now, as we all know, Emmert, who was the was the NCAA president. He was an old SEC guy, chancellor of LSU. So he let all these guys pay for players and turn the blind eye while we were getting in trouble for Benihana's dinners. So that was the real reason why they were able to dominate like they did. Saban, a great coach. I'm not going to hate on him. He knows that Miami is the one that looks like one of his teams. That's why he supports us so much. But that was what happened. So the SEC was taking our players. Talking about all the receivers, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy, all those dudes that should have been Canes, had Pat Surtain at corner, all those guys that we know should have been Kane wearing SEC colors. So they were they've been a thorn in our side. But took out Texas A&M on the road, their best stadium. Obviously, we took out Florida. The Georgia and Alabama, I think we've seen, they're not what they used to be, especially physically. Then really it's just one more. No beef with Ole Miss in particular, but I think if Miami could beat Ole Miss and beat them in the way that we've been playing with that physical football, that'll be the last nail in the coffin to say, hey, SEC's done. Yeah.
And it'll get us to our rightful place on that throne because SEC in particular shouldn't feel this like they obligated to get a player from our backyard. Like, that's just what it is. Like, they should never just feel like, we're the SEC. We're great. No, y'all from Timbuktu, Mississippi. No, you're not. You don't get these guys. Like, no. Like, and I ain't saying y'all don't produce them guys. Y'all produce some Hall of Famers, all that. But I'm just saying, like, no, you're not obligated to take from what we have. This is our spot. We're going to show the world that Miami produced the best football. How do you show that? By keeping kids home. And in our backyard going to keep us in the hunt every year. Because as long as you got a coach, you can always stockpile talent and you can hit the portal or go out of state and just get more talent who want to be down. That's just what it is.
You look at these playoffs, 50, and you say, who are the best players, throughout the tournament? I would say they're on our team, right? Yep. Or, I know he turned his back on us, but I give Jeremiah Smith all his props. He's what he's supposed to be. Yep. You see Mendoza on the other side of the bracket doing his thing. I mean, really, if we can keep this thing tight, there's no reason why it cannot be extended year after year after year without having to even go and get people. We're going to go and get people too, but while building that foundation here, it's still what it is, even after all these years, as far as primetime players coming from here.
Right. And it ain't gonna stop. You got more coming up, more primetime players coming up from down here. And it's just the work that we just putting in, it's just amazing. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it really is amazing. Like, it ain't no cliche. We ain't lying. We are here, D-Money. We waited, 22, 23 years? It just feels good, man. It feels good.
It's been a lot of lying, man. I had to lie for a long time. And I don't consider it lying because I believed it. But it was not true. What I was saying was not true. I believed it.
Yeah.
I believed it, but it was not true. And now we're saying, obviously, it speaks for itself. Let me ask you, because I haven't seen it yet. I went to sleep early. I was knocked out chasing kids all day out here in Texas. And then I saw when I woke up that that the cinematic recap had come out. I'm going to watch it when we're off here. But I heard it was awesome. I know you watched it. You had some thoughts. What came to your mind watching that cinematic recap of the Ohio State win?
Man, my boy Ruben Bain said they don't want it as bad as we do. They don't want it. And then it just went gangster from there. If you watched it, it went gangster from there because a lot of stuff they were saying. yeah, they was on that. They knew what it was. Like they heard all the chatter, and they wanted to humble them boys. And another thing, it's kind of funny because I talked to one of my homeboys from the crib, and he called me. He was like, "We know these kids ain't gonna be scared of no Ohio State because minus Jeremiah Smith and all that. Them boys from Ohio, man." hey, like they don't see that. Oh, round one, this. They're like, he from Ohio. He ain't play what we played down here. That's how they feel. No matter how people feel about it, like, Ohio do produce great players. I'm not lying. But them boys ain't seeing that.
Yeah, man. The thing with these guys is like, people think Miami, they think the dancing, right? All the kind of flashy stuff. But I mean, these guys are killers, man. I mean, everybody says their guys are killers, right? That's like a cliche, but like Jacoby Thomas is straight up running through guys. He's doing WWE spears left and right. You know what I mean? Like Ruben Bain, he looks like, there's nothing flashier like Hollywood about him. You know what I mean? He's just ready to crush people. Malinois, like these dudes are not Hollywood in any respect. They are violent individuals. They might dance after the game just to kind of disrespect the opponent, but they're burying dudes, and it's physical first before you get to the dancing and all the stuff people associate with Miami.
No. Yeah. It does feel good that we backing up everything. Like I could go out here and say, hey man, this defense finna shut you down. And I'm not lying. Like, I'm just not lying. Like, these boys are standing on everything. Like, you want to know what's crazy, D-Money? In the offseason, Ethan O'Connor showed me. He said, we feel we can win the Natty. And I can't wait till y'all see it, Notre Dame. He didn't lie to me. Cam Pruitt, same thing. Natty talk. That's all them boys are talking. Natty, like, that's all them boys are talking. Lightfoot, Natty. That's it. They're like, we focus on the Natty. When we finished with Pitt, what Bain said, this is a championship team. They ain't say this is a playoff team. This is a championship team. They already felt we gonna get in.
And all those guys you talked to on the Category 6, Canes or Category 6 Sports podcast, they're all killers, man. I mean, Ethan O'Connor, I didn't know about him, right? He was from California. He played at Washington State. I knew he had athletic ability. I knew he could break on the ball. You could see that when you watch him, but I didn't realize he had that edge to him.
Yeah,
he's out there German suplexing dudes. I mean, he dropped people on their heads, and he's the smallest one.
Yeah, and I think he get that from his uncle because his uncle trained him, former NFL player, and he trained them kids at Mater Dei too. So believe name Miss David, Johnny David, something like that. But yeah. And he won a Super Bowl. He got real like championship pedigree. So, mama ran track, all that, like athletic background. So I'm not even shocked by it. The man got a dog mentality. And what he told Ennis, touch it. I ain't gonna finish it, but yeah, touch the ball. He wanted to hit that boy. He had something to prove.
Yeah, Ennis was looking for the flag, Actually, that reminded me of wrestling, like Ethan O'Connor's like the good guy just slamming people, and the bad guy's kind of looking to the ref like, come on, man, help me out. Yeah. I got smacked. He didn't do anything. Ennis, I mean, think about how much time we spent worried about him. And then you go see him, and I mean, he didn't do a lick of anything.
Nah, he ain't do nothing but get slammed and complain to the refs.
But you talk about California. I'm just thinking, with a guy like O'Connor and all these guys. I mean, it's gonna be so much easier now. You see USC, they paid for a big recruiting class. They spent millions of dollars on this recruiting class. It was a good class, but they lost their bowl. They look sorry too. So I mean, I'm not sure. We got to obviously keep Dade County and Broward and Palm Beach strong, but
Right.
I'm not sure we can't just go over there next year and be like, listen, man, all the dreams that Lincoln Riley was selling to your teammates last year, I mean, they're still sorry, whereas we are right here. We're going to be down the road here in the Fiesta Bowl. So this thing is going to help us, I think, not just recruit locally and get the guys we need to get locally, but also cherry pick the next Noah, Jacoby Thomas, all the national guys that we got. Because this like most Canes teams, you got Dade County, Broward County, Palm Beach ballers, but you also have national dudes as well you can go and get.
And a state that I really want us to tap into is Texas. I feel it's time. I feel it's closer. I feel they'll be way more receptive, and that's why I'm glad we handled Texas A&M and Ohio State and Texas. So, Texas kids, y'all saw what we could do. Come join us. Come join us.
Listen, I was in Dallas here, obviously, for the game. Now I'm out here in the country, but the city part, like, I've been to Texas A&M. I've not been to Austin, but I know a little bit about it. I think Dallas probably more like Miami than a lot of these cities. We used to get guys from Dallas. Jesse Armstead, who I saw the day before the game, he's a Dallas, city kid. So I don't know if you're going to be going out to the farms and getting these dudes, because that's just that's not how it always. Sometimes you will, but it's not always going to work that way. But I do think the cities, Houston, Dallas, you can go and get guys there, because I mean, just from a kid perspective, right? You're a 15-year-old, 16-year-old kid starting your recruiting process, and you're watching TV, man. Like, do you want to be the team that's getting punked, or you want to be the team that's punking guys, right? Because it's not just that they're winning with a certain. It's not even swag; it's such an overplayed.
It's an attitude.
It's an attitude.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, it's an attitude. Canes with attitude. CWA.
There it is, man. You're printing shirts left and right, man.
Hey, man, but that's what it is. It got that toughness to it. Like, now we ain't chumps like them. We handle it, and they stand on it. Like, I talked to an Ohio State fan yesterday on his pod. He said, "Ain't gonna lie, listening to my pod is humbling, because y'all didn't lie." Yeah, we didn't. We said y'all not gonna be able to block them. We haven't seen them get blocked all year. And yes, all my odds in hell.
They love it, man. So listen. 50, I want to ask you, though, let's shift gears now. Ohio State, they're in the dirt.
Right.
Ole Miss. We all saw that game. I mean, this really was a good offense all year. It's amazing, man, because I kind of looked at them like an underdog type of deal all year. And then you sit back and look at their record. I mean, they're 13-1. So, they've been taking care of business. Chambliss, extremely impressed, not just with his talent, but he seems like, he's on point. He's that guy that kind of keeps it together. All the crazy – he's more on point than the coaches, quite frankly. Right. They're out there, like putting on a show, making headlines, causing distractions. Chambliss is just, sticking to the script, taking care of business. So I'm very impressed with what he does and how he keeps this thing steady. But, how do you see this one based on what you've seen from Ole Miss?
What I'm seeing is this. We shut this guy down. This hands down the best quarterback remaining in the playoffs. Right here, Chambliss. He's the best quarterback.
Hey, maybe our own guy. Let's see after the game.
Huh?
Maybe number 11 for the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I feel we've been go crazy on their defense. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm more looking at what our defense can do, because I feel this is the ultimate practice. Like, I'm kind of glad we got Ole Miss. After seeing what he did to Georgia, I'm like, this is the perfect test for us to get ready for Indiana in that Natty game, because I feel this is a better quarterback college-wise than Mendoza. I'm not speaking NFL, college-wise, because he uses his legs. He extend plays. Mendoza can do these things too. But to this level, with this wide-open offense and the tempo and all that, it's gonna put, like, they like SMU on steroids, So you really got to bring your hard hat. And we're going to do that, because I haven't seen this defense back down all year either. Like, I haven't seen the line get blocked. I haven't seen the defense back down. Hey, hell, I haven't seen this team quit at all. There's no, oh, we getting spanked by nobody. None of that.
I was impressed with Chambliss, his arm strength. You know, I knew he was accurate. I knew he could run, you know, but I thought he was kind of more like a college guy. Like, he was zipping that thing too. So he definitely, you know, he'll play in the NFL too, maybe. You know, he's not going to be like a Mendoza or Dante Moore. That's, I think, you know, top 5 kind of guys.
Right.
But he'll be in there. So yeah, I agree. He's going to be a major challenge. You mentioned SMU on steroids. If you look at Miami's the key to Miami's team, and there's a lot of things in Miami's team, but we all know that when teams play Miami, the first thing in the meeting is we got to block 3 and 4, right? That's the problem you face with the Canes. Number one, that's the first and foremost priority. And we saw that. I mean, first play, Zane drops back and he gets sandwiched, right? So the problem with Ole Miss to me is they get rid of the ball faster than anybody in the country.
Right.
The quarterback can run and runs around, and they play a big tempo. So, you know, 260, 70, 80-pound defensive ends who don't like to sub a lot, you know, then get tired. So the problem with Ole Miss is a matchup, I think, and there's things that favor us as well.
Right.
But our biggest strength, which is 3 and 4, just killing the quarterback. They have the system and the approach to neutralize that. So, I mean, how do you think, what does Miami need to do, whether on offense or defense, to bring this one home?
Make them hold the ball longer. Definitely make them hold the ball longer. That means our DB is going to have to be on their A game. They got to come with it. Like you said, they get the ball out quick. So if we force the quarterback to think and hold the ball longer, show them different looks, which we will do, now you're going to get them sacks. Now it's going to be more, 3 and out and things of that nature. But also, the main thing, stop the run.
Yep.
Stop the run. You make a one-dimensional, it don't matter how much running around Chambliss do. You stop the run. We have done it with Florida State. We have done it with Marcel Reed. We have done this with DJ Asway. We have done this, and we can keep doing this. Like, we have proof in the pudding. Yeah, CJ Bailey got that work. Like, these guys are talented. We have done it to talented quarterbacks, to pick quarterback. We have done it to him. Like, there's not too much we haven't done.
Yeah, and one thing we have done is shutting down running games, right? Talk about Jeremiah Love, like just top of the line running backs. Jeremiah Love, Jaden Bob, Texas A&M guys. Bo Jackson, I know he's a young guy, but he had run through 1,000 yards.
Yep.
This dude right here, I think, presents maybe the biggest individual challenge because he runs 10.5, so he's got speed, but he's 210. So he's kind of like, he's like Jeremiah Love combined with Ball in a little bit of ways. Almost 1,500 yards, 5-point yards to carry, 23 touchdowns from Dallas, Texas. Actually, we recruited this dude a little bit. And, we got to get guys like this too in the future. But that to me is going to be key. Is if we can stop this guy. And by the way, Mark, they don't stop the run very well. Ole Miss, they're in the 60s in yards per rush against. Mark Fletcher, who's been probably the best running back in the playoffs, right, through 2 games with what he's done on the. Like, if we can win that matchup, meaning stopping their run and we run on them, that's going to be tough no matter what happens with Chambliss because he can only do so much.
Right. And that's what we got to do. Because I feel like, all right, people like to bring up Isaac Brown, what he did against us. But how I feel, once we adjusted, he really ain't do nothing. Once we adjusted, like, he got off early, and then, hey, Keontae Scott lit that boy up and forced a fumble. So we can do the same thing to Q1 Lacey. Just lock in. You know what I'm saying? The offense, and another thing, the offense going to help this defense a lot. By running the ball, keep scoring, keep adding points, because the more we score, because that's another thing. We definitely got to score on this trash defense, because we don't want our defense on the field with this tempo all the time. So complimentary football like we've been doing and putting up points and getting stops. Because, hey, say if they score 24 on us, then we should have 40-something on them, like 42 or 45. Like 45 to 24, I would take that. But that's what I can see happening. We handle this, that could be the score. Like, we handle these guys because you got to put up points. And when you start, like I said, this is like all competition. This is getting you ready because they want the SEC champ. So in a sense, this is like playing the SEC champ. So that's another, you know what I'm saying, a W under your belt. You handle Ole Miss. They got some things going on, but they got a quarterback. They got this and that. You want to know something else? Ole Miss defense reminds me of somebody.
Let's hear it.
It's a goofy that won a sombrero, and I think he won like a frosted face bowl or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, he got that Manny Diaz type defense. Oh, we're gonna run. Oh,
I'm glad you brought up Isaac Brown too, because you know, before that game, actually right after that game, I was talking to a friend who is a defensive coach. He coached FBS on defense, still stays attached to the game. And I was texting him. I'm like, man, I'm surprised, these guys ran on us because Louisville going into that game had not been a very good running team, right? So it's like, how do we stop Notre Dame, who that's their thing is running, and then Louisville, who had not run at all going into that game, they ran on us. So what was the change? And he goes, look, from a coaching perspective, that 2-bye situation where you had bye game bye, he goes, that's terrible for tackling. And the first half, in his view, and this is not a Canes guy, he's like, I'm watching you guys. It looked like you hadn't tackled in, a month, right? Because there was the buys. I talked to the same guy before this game, and he goes, watch the bye for Ohio State. They haven't played in a month. They're going to be a little rusty on the tackling. What happens? Sonny Styles had missed a tackle all year. First drive or so, Fletcher runs him right over. So, and we ran on him. I mean, I'm not surprised we dominated them from a pass blocking standpoint.
You're right.
I am surprised that we were pushing them back so much in the run game and we were running easily on them. So I think some of that was us just being good and really the run game peaking at the right time. I think some of it also is, you miss time. It's tougher. So point being, you go to Texas A&M where you have to be really on point. It's the most hostile atmosphere maybe in the country. You go play Ohio State, number 1 team in the country most of the year. Like, these guys are sharp and battle tested. Maybe they take the foot off the gas being favored for once, but I don't really see that. I mean, we're talking about the semifinals, man. These guys are not like, this is not Bethune, right? This is like, I think they're going to be locked and loaded. And just from a timing and kind of being battle tested standpoint,
right,
these guys got to be sharp after these last 2 games.
Yeah. And it's like a quick turnaround. So it's like, bam, we still playing football. We still in the groove. Like, them boys will play today if they could. So it is one of those where, okay, yeah, it's still football mode. We in war mode. We can handle these guys. Like that tempo and that cute offense not finna work on us. And them not matching our physicality going to show when we running that ball on them continuously, because they haven't stopped nobody running. I don't think, have they? They got I think they got the same problem as A&M with that run game. Might be worse.
Georgia could have kept running on him. I don't know why they stopped a little bit.
Yeah,
they were running easy on him.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we're gonna see. Real quick, let's take a just quick break. Want to talk about my boys at KashKick, KashKick, trying to kill the time until the game. It's coming right across the corner, but you're going to be sitting there maybe in an airport, maybe in a doctor's office, whatever, in the office, playing games on your phone. Get all your games consolidated on the KashKick app, KashKick, 4.5 plus average rating in the App Store, 1.5 million downloads, one of the biggest apps in the country. And not only can you play all these games consolidated on your phone, you make money doing it. It goes right to your PayPal, all legit. Just play the games, do some surveys, do some browsing, whatever you want to do on the KashKick app, and you make money on the side. That's what it's built for. That's why it's called KashKick. They kick cash to you through your PayPal. One of the biggest apps in the country. Sign up today. KashKick. Want to ask you about this one, 50, because I saw Malachi Tony after the game. Not personally, I just was observing him.
Yeah.
He was happy. He didn't seem too happy. He seemed very upset about his fumbles.
Yeah.
He seemed very upset that he just didn't get going.
Right.
He was being unselfish. I mean, that's what separates the Malachi Tony for some of these other dudes. When he's not getting the ball, he's blocking, key runs, the Fletcher run. You saw that last drive. He was blocking out there like a fullback, but he was frustrated.
Screenplay. And even on that screenplay.
In the screenplay too, yes, sir. So he was frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I think this game favors a Malachi Tony. You don't got linebackers that run 4-3, going horizontal on you, blowing up all your trick stuff. You know, I know the trick plays kind of fell out of favor after Texas A&M. That was a win. Like, you go from a windstorm to playing the best defense in the country besides Miami. And I understand why you went away from it. This game against a defense, like, first of all, like, they got no coaches. I know their defensive coaches are mostly staying around, but it's upheaval with those guys. They did not look like the smartest bunch watching them in this Georgia game. I mean, you saw a lot of mental mistakes on both sides of the ball. I mean, it looked kind of – it's amazing they won. They were like – they couldn't even get the offense couldn't even get sub with the special teams on the field goal.
Missed out on points and all that. Like, Kirby really fumbled that game. Like, if Mario did that, oh my. Oh.
Well, you know, so I look at it like the Georgia just wasn't that good because Kirby was coaching like he had a G5 team. You know what I mean? He's like going for fake punts. He's going for it. Like, I like Kirby. I mean, I don't like him as a cheer for him, but like, I respect him. Like, I think Kirby might have been like, you know what? My team's not that good. I don't have Jalen Carter and Sony Michel and all these guys. So he was coaching a little different than he had in the past. And I think that when I saw that fake punt, it was kind of like, he knows that he's not recruiting the same way he used to, not paying the NIL the same way they used to with the you know, the under the table NIL.
Right.
Now the big bucks, they go back, you know, they don't want to pay the big bucks. They like the 40,000 for the 5-star. They don't like the 2-3 million for those dudes. So that's what I took from that one. But like, you're right though. They should have won that game. Ole Miss was giving them the game. Drops. The DBs were grabbing everybody. That number 14 was looking like, you know, he's gonna have a spotlight on him here this next one. So I don't know. This to me feels like Malachi Tony in this one. I don't know what you're thinking.
Now I feel a Malik and a CJ Daniels. I feel Malik and CJ Daniels because I see a secondary that can't cover. Like, who they starting corner? Chris Graves?
Yeah.
I'm ready to cook something. All right.
And just not disciplined, man. I mean, those trick plays, you know, if you're not disciplined, if you're not on point, those things can kill you. And I just don't see a team that's on point in any respect. Certainly not on offense. Their coaches you saw the story. All their offensive coaches, including Weiss, who's their offensive coordinator, are at LSU right now, or at Baton Rouge right now. Now they're saying that maybe Weiss comes back to call plays, but like, man, this is you're going against killers, and you know this is going to be a tough deal.
Yeah, like you can't have no distraction like that. We're focused on you. Like we ain't got no coach think about this job. No, you focus on Ole Miss. Your coach, your OC, he focused on Ole Miss and LSU. That's not the way. Like, kudos to Pete Golden for doing something Lane never did. Win some playoff games, but
he's got the most playoff wins in the SEC besides Kirby Smart and Saban historically. How wild is that? I saw that stat, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, if you look at playoff wins from SEC coaches, number 1 is Saban, number 2 is Kirby Smart, number 3 is Pete Golding. How about that?
Wow. Oh man. So if we was in the SEC, oh man. That is crazy. Do the ACC got? They ain't got many, do they?
Hey, wait. Well, listen. Well, Clemson's won a bunch, you know, and then we got 2. But and FSU. No, FSU didn't win it because FSU had their run before.
Yeah.
I will say this though, 50. ACC, little old ACC, 8-4 in these playoff games. They should be 9-3. Brent Key kind of fumbled that one because Georgia Tech was the better team than BYU in that game, but you know they didn't get it done. They got to settle for the hypothetical victory like Ohio State. Right. But 8-4 in those playoff games, and Miami has a chance to bring it home. So you know, ACC, I complain about the refs. I complain about a lot of stuff. Shout out to the ACC network though. I'll be on there later today. But like, I'm glad the ACC is doing what they're doing, and Miami's doing what they're doing for the ACC because the way that the playoff, like when we saw all the politics during the selection process, and we saw how the SEC was viewed, we saw how the ACC was viewed, but now you're looking at the SEC. They're getting smoked in the bowls, they're getting smoked in the playoffs. They only win when they play each other. You Even in the regular season, they only won when they played each other. When
Right.
Texas went to play Ohio State beat them. When they played Miami, Florida, Miami beat them. So it's not like they're beating anybody else. So I think this has been good for the perception, because at the end of the day, what's good for the ACC is good for Miami, because like we're doing this all on our own right now. We have no support from like the media or anyone else. Like, hey, they won these ACC games. Like they're saying we lost those games, but SMU goes out there and they smoke Arizona, which was ranked 17 at the time yesterday. I mean, completely smoked them. Louisville, they've had injuries, but they got players, but they had players. Isaac Brown's out the door. So like, I think we got a good thing going here. Miami just got to keep it rolling.
Yeah, definitely got to keep it rolling. And it's just, man, it just feel good to be here. Like, that's all I'm just thinking about. But also, I will say this. As much as I dislike the conference of ACC and I want out, right? I will say this. The game that we played in conference prepared us for the playoffs. I got to give them that. Like, it prepared us. Because it's like nothing. There's nothing that we haven't seen. There's nothing. Like, now, if you do tricks, we're ready for it. Because we in the nerd conference. They're going to do them trick plays anyway. Now when you do this, try to outsmart, outscheme, we're ready for it. Like, we are ready for everything. We are battle tested. And I love it. That's why I love playing competition.
I love you said that. Remember last year when our defense was questionable?
Yeah.
You play Florida first game of the year, killing them. We're like, man, our defense is good. Like they were getting smacked around. SEC. Then you go to the ACC, you got to go against, Tyler Shuck, Mendoza, right? Those type of guys, and they're lighting you up. SEC did not prepare us for those.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you're right. SEC did not, like, we going toe-to-toe with Mendoza.
Tyler Shuck, man. Remember that dude was running around, and people were like, oh, this goofy dude, this ACC quarterback. You put Tyler Shuck in the NFL, man, the guy looks like John Elway.
Yeah. And it's like, and we going blow for blow with them too. Like, it was like Cam Ward and thank you, Martinez, for running that man over. It was one of them. Like, we had to get ours. Ruben Bain got a fumble, and we got a touchdown. Like, forced a fumble. Like, we had to make some play. And that was another thing. We were running a scheme that didn't do our DNs no justice.
Yeah.
But now we back to attacking, and it makes sense. Like, we're not sitting blitzes that's gonna get you just all out killed. That was Manny Diaz's problem to me. Like, for as good as his defenses was, when he was figured out, it was you were finna have some major stats and get drafted. Because, man, them North Carolina running backs still running them.
Yeah, no, it's like people are saying these defense ends came out of nowhere. It's like they've been good. It's a matter of how they're utilized. But great question here from Sean, which is, and I want to get your thoughts on this as well, 50. He said, what's your thoughts on the money ACC gives us? It's the playoffs as an annual thing for us. It makes sense to stay. So what he's referring to is FSU and Clemson sued ACC. And by the way, how did this work out for Miami? Yeah. Clemson and FSU sued ACC, spent millions in attorney's fees. I'm talking about big money. Coaches like a lot of players, a lot of like elite defensive tackles to pay, people like me with my build, to write briefs, right?
Right.
Millions spent by FSU and Clemson to get out the conference. Clemson and FSU saying, we're not compensated like these SEC teams, even though we're carrying this conference. So ACC goes, all right, here's a settlement. The best performing ACC teams that are winning playoff games, that are getting the best ratings, you're going to get paid money directly that you don't have to share. And therefore, you're going to be paid the same as all these other conferences if you're winning. The rest of the ACC might get paid less than the SEC, Big Ten, but the winners will get paid a ton, and it's going to be a difference. I was doing Clemson at the time were winning, so made sense for them.
Right.
Sure enough, they sue, they get the settlement. FSU is complete garbage. Clemson is mediocre, and Miami's getting all the money. So it worked out great for us. Like, we're getting paid a ton. The rest of them aren't making money. We're getting paid as much as everybody else. So I don't know. It kind of makes sense right now the way it's set up for us. It's not that bad a deal with the new setup.
As long as we get the money, as long as we get the money to compete, stay in the ACC, and we remain the Kings. We get all the bit. Hey, I said this earlier. I'm glad you said that, Kevin. I said this earlier. We're gonna turn the ACC into the Big East. Hey, that's what it was. Hey, now after this year, it's Big East. Like we don't call it ACC no more. We call it Big East now. Because look, 14 million still count. Yup. And it just gets better. Like we could compete. Now we're getting paid for what we do. And I remember at the time when they did this, like, and I sat back, I said, I was like, people like, and Florida State fans like, why y'all not getting in on this? Oh, y'all must love it or something like that. Y'all not. I'm like, no, we're gonna let y'all die, and we just gonna reap the benefits of that. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, as you can see, the ACC has been cheating us. That's how I feel since I've been playing these playoff games. Like the refs have been calling the game right down the middle, fair to me.
Yeah,
I ain't got no complaints about the referees. In the ACC games, they calling everything. They don't care. They don't care about good football product. Definitely when it's Miami.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if they take some of this money and pay some better refs because, SEC, I could talk about the SEC's talent diminishing, which I think it has. Their refs are still on point because they know what big time football is supposed to look like. They know physicality, like they've seen it on a daily basis. And I love those. That Ohio State game was the best. Obviously, we had no penalties, so it's easy to say we won all that. But there's some of the stuff that we got away with that wasn't like affecting the game. It wasn't like we were getting away with things that are like giving us an advantage. It was just getting away with like football, like being violent, right? I mean, the suplex, like they would have never called that nonsense that cost us that SMU game.
Right.
Those refs would have never called that.
No,
never. And in fact, they didn't because what was the game? You remember I forgot what game it was. We were watching a game late in the season. We talked about it on the show, and they did like the exact same penalty happen with different refs at the end of the game, and they let it slide.
Was it an Ole Miss game?
It might have been.
Yeah, I think it was an Ole Miss game. Either way, it or a Georgia game.
Georgia, it was SEC.
I know it was an SEC game. Hell, I done seen hell when we played with them Big 12 refs. I love them guys. Them guys it seems like everybody is with the times. Yeah. Them is our biggest ops. They they need to go to hell soon too. Oh man, but yeah, like Big 12 refs was calling the game right down the middle. Hell, will we get Big 10 refs this game? I want to see how they call the game.
They play physical football up there, so hopefully it's all right. Look at Angry Ape right here. It says 25 sacks in 9 games, 19 in the last 3.5 games. That tells you right there how much the ACC refs suck. Actually, I would like some Big Ten refs because you know what? I was talking to somebody who was a coach, big time coach in big time SEC school. You would have known the names and the school. Mm-hmm. So there's a guy who's been in the trenches and knows, like, he's not a fan. He knows what's real.
Right.
He says the Big Ten refs hate the SEC, or the Big Ten in general hates the SEC, and the SEC hates the Big Ten. Like he says, like that's like a real thing. So that when you have an SEC ref calling a game where the Big Ten's playing someone else, or vice versa, it favors the other team because there's no love between the Big Ten and the SEC. So obviously we're playing an SEC team in Ole Miss. Big Ten refs will help us. If you look at this last game, it was SEC refs for ACC against Big Ten, and I thought those refs were good for us. So, it's easier for fans to say it, but I'm telling you, one thing I've learned, 50, talking to people who are in the SEC and like coaching and like actually being in these games,
right,
and who know Saban and know how he operated and how much he focused on the refs. Like these guys know the refs and they know who the refs are. They know what the refs' tendencies are. Like it's not like fans just complaining about bad calls. Like the teams that are trying to win championships and that really play big time football and know the details, like they pay a lot of attention to who the refs are, how the refs get down. They try to work the refs. They golf with the refs in the off season. Like that's a thing. It's not just fan talk. That's real thing. So that's something to keep an eye on here when we play Ole Miss. But real quick, we got 2,000 on right now for the breakfast show with 50 from Category 6 Sports. And just real, like, in terms of on the defensive side, there's a star every game. a lot of the stars are repeat stars. I mean, Bane, Messidor, Scott, they're kind of always stars of the game. There's always somebody that does something. Who do you see on the defensive side of the ball step into the forefront and making it happen here against Ole Miss?
Moten. Because when long as he dominating, Chambers ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Because it's hard to dodge a rush up the middle. It's hard. And when he's in the game, we getting to that quarterback. And then you got, man, it just all in unison. We just killing. And that's why I was saying, like, it's kind of crazy because when I watch Indiana defense, I see they do a lot of the same things we do. And they are physical just like we are, right?
South Florida DB for Indiana.
Yeah. 5'9", D'Angelo Pons, like he's like that. Like they are aggressive and all that. But what's the difference between us and them? We are them with the talent. Like they really got them underdogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you ain't believing me. Watch what we do here, you know? And they got that dog mentality. We got that, yeah, you don't believe in me, but we also got the talent to back it up too. Like, you can see it. Like, if we was to play Indiana, right? I don't think they O-line could block Ruben Bain either. As physical as they O-line is, too. I don't think they can block Ruben Bain either. Now, what I will say is, Cincinnati not the coach that's going to let Ruben Bain ruin the game either. He kind of got that little ACC in him. He going to adjust. So that's why I like that we're going against Ole Miss, because I really feel we're going to have to play Indiana, and this is the perfect test. You stop in this offense, Indiana offense ain't nowhere near Ole Miss offense. They got the running backs. They got receivers. They got everything. But it's not like how they ain't got Keywan Lacey. Like, Keywan Lacey is, you know, look at him. That's an NFL guy there. And the quarterback, he just dangerous, man. He be putting up numbers. Like, every time we watch, I'm like, damn, Lane found who won for Ferris State. Who would have thought? You know, had to give him props on that one. So, yeah, this is really getting us prepared for the Natty game. And we play Oregon.
Yeah.
100 jersey, no rings.
You put on the singing voice for that one. I like it. That was a little more melodic, man. That was easy on the ears. You know, the All My Ops in Hell, you know, is aggressive right there.
Yeah.
In the headphones. But I like all the jerseys, no rings. It's a little, that's a hit right there. That's like a Swedish pop melodies right there. But, you know, Mo and I agree with you on that exactly what you said. He's right at the middle. That's hard to deal with, especially for a little guy, you know, trying to deal with that. Their guards didn't look very good. I mean, their offensive line, to me, didn't look that good. They're protecting their quarterback with the scheme, right, and getting rid of it. You see after the game when Moden walked up to Cristobal, I'm not gonna say, you know, I'm not gonna quote it verbatim because I don't want to get a profanity strike on YouTube. Yeah. But he said, you know, how's your ankle doing? And Mo Bay said, like, man, I don't care. We won.
Like, we won, man. We live to see another day.
I got one for you here, 50, as far as a player that you know very well and that I think was a star of this last game and that I think is going to be crucial to this game. You hear Port Knox right there talking about Marquise Lightfoot. So Marquise Lightfoot, last game, you saw him he's not really a defensive end. He's a weapon. So you see him, I saw him jamming Jeremiah Smith or Carnell Tate, one of those first-round receivers. He was jamming him and then stayed in the zone, came up and made the tackle on a running back in the flat or tight end in the flat. It was a crazy play to see. Just you're pressing at the line, then you're coming up and making a tackle in space. You're 6'5", you know. And then later in the game, he's splitting double teams, doing spin moves off the edge, doing all kinds of stuff, getting sacks, getting pressures. Against a guy like Chandler who likes to run around, I think Lightfoot is going to play a huge role and is just in general just an ascending piece on this defense.
Right, and an important piece. Because, yes, he's going to have to chase Chambliss, and he will. He done chased Lagway. He done chased CJ. He done chased some of the best. Marcel Reed. Like, matter of fact, we are prepared for this. Like, I know people like to bring up SMU, but we really, through 4 quarters, we held them to 20 points. Like, we held them to 20 points. And if they don't call that BS flag on Lightfoot, we win the game. So that should tell you everything right there. Like they say he's our Reese. Yeah, he could be our he damn sure looking like it. Cause I see it like you said, he covering, he rushing the passer. And that's another thing. Heatherman, he gonna know how to use his players. Like he got that, whatever you're great at, I'm gonna use that. He ain't gonna highlight your weaknesses. Cause look how he hiding the linebackers and all that. He highlighting everybody's strengths. He highlights it. He put players where they need to be. He put Lightfoot in a spot where he know he's comfortable in. Like Lightfoot jamming and covering, he's comfortable doing that. Rushing the passer, he's comfortable doing that. And that's just a testament to Heatherman right there with that coaching.
100%. Gio came with the question. Appreciate your support. 305 says, "What's the word on our injuries? Please, good news." Yeah, we don't talk injuries really on the show. I would say, I think we'll be all right. I don't see anything catastrophic. That's like going to be a lingering kind of deal. But I mean, people are banged up, and it's a big roster. So I think we'll be all right. Is what I'll say. I do want to highlight somebody because obviously, like, there's Damari Brown's been out. Frederica and nicked up at the end of the game. We'll see how the whole thing plays out. Mm-hmm. And by the way, people always ask about injuries. Why I don't talk about injuries? Number one, I don't want to give the opponent advantage. Number two, I actually don't know because, like, no one knows with injuries, man. Keontae Scott was supposed to be out for the year. The guy's out there being the best player in 2 straight playoff games.
Yeah.
Mark Fletcher, remember when Mark Fletcher hurt his foot against Rutgers in that stupid bowl that we don't play in anymore.
Right.
Next year, he was supposed to be out like either the whole year or half the year. He comes in Florida first game, he's scoring 2 touchdowns. So, like, no one really knows injuries. So it's not like one of those where it's like, hey, this guy popped his ACL, his ACL or his Achilles, he's out. It's not one of those deals. So we'll see how it all plays out. I will say with Jabari Antoine, number 16, kind of came in unexpectedly. He had the great play on the punt return or on the punt, downing it there on the 1 yard line.
Right.
He's a guy I saw in camp. It was either the last fall scrimmage or second to last fall scrimmage, one of those full contact tackle to the ground scrimmages. This dude was like the honey badger, like taking guys down, like 4th down stops in the backfield. Like, he is a tackler. He's big. He's growing. He looks like 12 in the face. He's still getting better, and he's a really great kid. Everybody loves him. He's a former quarterback, really athletic. Like, I think he's one of those guys where he doesn't have the experience during the season of a Malley or a Bryce Fitzgerald. Right. I think he's a guy that, like, we might be talking about, down the road. So I'm really, really excited about what he brings. And if he has to play, I think he'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, definitely ready to rock and roll. And he ain't got to worry about a Jeremiah Smith. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Ole Miss receivers ain't good. They just not Jeremiah Smith. And that's a fact.
There's no Jeremiah Smith left in the playoff, really, because you look at Ole Miss receivers, good, not great. Like, I'm talking about great. Oregon, no. They've had injuries. Indiana, they got good receivers. They on the par with Ole Miss. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would honestly say the best receiver left in the playoffs is Malley. So he's got to prove it. But I would say, if you ask me who I would take in terms of an individual receiver, I would say Malley. A lot of things, and the things that, Indiana does well. I mean, CJ Daniels can do all those things. So I think Keelan Mary's been balling. I think we got guys that can get the job done and bring us home. Jeremiah was a different category, but he's in the rear view, right? We don't got to think about him anymore. So,
he back there.
Trey Kendrick saying Wallace just gave Georgia 157. Yeah, I also saw, Wallace had 0 catches in the Final Four last year.
Yeah.
State. I think he's a good player. I'm not saying he's bad.
Nope.
I think the system helps him a little bit. And I just think Georgia's not that, man. Georgia's not that. Like, I said this, like 50. If I asked you, 5 years ago or whatever, like, hey, tell me Georgia's top 5 players, you're rattling off Pro Bowlers.
You're right.
You're not even thinking about it. If I ask you right now, who are Georgia's top 5 players, as someone, you watch a lot of college football, I watch a lot of college football. Like, I got to sit there and think and, like, type up, like, who's this number? Like,
but
it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, it used to fly off the head, like, Carter. Walker.
Brock Bowers, McConkey,
Yeah, all that. Like you could just dang guy. Now you like Everett. Chris Cole.
He's gonna be good. He is gonna be good. Actually, that guy, he was flying around. Rohan Harley's nephew.
You know, line order. I remember him.
We're gonna get one of those line order guys one day. Yeah. The line order is all across the country. None of those guys are Canes, man. We got some Canes in the line order.
Yeah, man. I gotta talk to Rohan, man.
Saw Ray Lewis on the sideline, man. You see when Michael Earl was grabbing his arm, I thought he was about ready to snap his head off. You saw that on the
man. Hey, and that's another thing. The greats, the legends, they are happy. They are happy. Like people don't understand when you don't play for this university, it's like you done got a ring too. Like they fans just like us too, and they bled for it. So it's that much special. Like it give you pride in your school because you know what you are. Like this is our rightful place. This is just what it is. Like Alabama sat in our spot and got over. You know, Ohio State thought they can take our spot. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna be back right now.
Real quick, Falsetto saying there's a Bryce Fitzgerald game versus Ole Miss. Need him to track Trinidad. I agree with that. I could see him. He didn't play as much in this last game. I think he'll play more in this Mississippi game. But anyways, 50. Continue.
Yeah. Nah, I lost my train of thought.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a fun game. It's a fun opponent. Like it's just like the style of play is gonna be entertaining. You know, one of the things we said, and we said it all week on the show, is like there's not going to be a lot of plays in this Ohio State game. Like they play slow, we play slow. So one big play either direction is going to have a profound impact on the result because the less plays you have, the more impactful the big plays are because there's less of them. So in this game, it was the Keontae Scott. That was someone was going to make the play, and Keontae Scott made the play, and there weren't that many plays other than that. This game, I think it's gonna be a lot of action, up and down, stats, big plays. Like it's gonna be hopefully not too entertaining. I don't want one of those Cam Ward Cal entertaining games, or Cam Ward Syracuse. I don't want one of those games. Definitely don't want one of those games.
All that we see that not on this defense.
No
way.
No,
I don't see it.
But I do think it's going to be an entertaining game as far as just like more plays, more big plays. Ohio State was entertaining too in its own way that game, but it's going to be a different pace and feel to this one where I could see a Malachi Tony getting loose. I could see a Bryce Fitzgerald getting loose and taking one back. Like I could see things like that in this ball. I could see Gerard Pringle 60 yards to the house. Right. So it's just a whole different ball game here. It's like playoffs, man. Week to week, it's a different animal, and this is going to be a different animal. Hopefully, not a shootout.
Right.
Maybe it's a one-sided shootout. It's like one of those like action movies where like Rambo's killing like 100 guys by himself. It's always that kind of shootout. Not like a back and forth shootout.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah, there's one of them games where I think we jump out on these guys, and I think we handle up on these guys. Like this is the one because I don't see no wind holding us back. I don't see them being able to pressure back like how other teams of the past that we don't play have. I feel Beck can go crazy this game.
Yeah,
I feel Beck can do his thing this game. Malley do his thing. Fletcher, Pringle, hell, Marty Brown, everybody, it's a party today. It's a party on that defense. It's a party. And we got to because we are tougher. We are the alphas, as Mario say.
Yeah, so, we have the best pass blocking offensive line in college football. I think that's been established at this point. Right. I don't know who you put above us. But Mississippi, their pass rush, 64th in the nation in sack percentage. So I always look at sack percentage. Sack percentage is basically how much of your the opponent's dropbacks result in a sack. So that way, if you're going against a team that runs the ball a lot, you're not going to get a lot of sacks. That doesn't mean your pass rush is bad, but it's based on how often the dropbacks result in sacks. Mm-hmm. Mississippi, 64th in the nation in sack percentage. You go down the line and look at some of these teams we played. SMU, 49th, Pittsburgh, 48th, Louisville, 42nd. So Florida, 30th. So teams we played, Notre Dame, 26th, Florida State, 18th. So teams that we have played, Texas A&M first, Ohio State fourth. So those are teams we've played that are excel in that category.
Right.
And they didn't do anything.
Nothing.
I mean, none of those teams did anything to Beck. Like not one. Ohio State didn't. Notre Dame didn't. Texas A&M got a couple sacks on third down when they were just kind of confusing us and got us in some bad spots. But Beck had all day. It's just the win was his opponent in that game, not the Texas A&M front. Right. So if he had that much time against those opponents, I think this game, he's going to be sitting and reading books.
Yep. It's the game where Beck definitely, people ain't gonna be like, oh, Beck ain't do nothing. No, Beck did something this game. Beck, I can see Beck throwing about 3 touchdowns, 300 yards type time. Like, I can see that. And we running all over. Like, like I said, I don't think we can stop them more times than they can stop us. We can score more times than they can score too, because they're not going to score on my defense. They going to get a lot of resistance. We ain't going to get much resistance. Like, as you read the numbers, they rush defense. It's not there. It's non-existent. Like, you just don't wake up and shut down the run. No.
Right.
No.
Yeah, to your point. So, opponent yards per rush attempt. Obviously, Miami's right there at the top. Teams that we played, again, we played some good defenses, man. Talk about stopping the run. Right. We're number 3. I think we're the best, but we're number 3 in terms of the stats. Right. Pittsburgh number 4, Notre Dame number 8, Ohio State number 10. Louisville, Florida State. All these teams, Stanford, like all these teams ranking decently high. And you go to Ole Miss, you go all the way down to 77th in the country in yards per rush against. So, tied with Texas A&M. And we saw what happened in that game.
Oh yeah.
Miami ran for what, 200 something in that game?
Man, Fletcher, hey man.
And that was with remember that game. So you look at the Texas A&M game. So I think that's apples to apples because Texas A&M, Ole Miss, same conference, same exact stat when it comes to stopping the run.
Right.
So that's pretty much apples to apples as you can get.
But
Miami ran for 175 in that game, 6.3 yards per rush, and that was a windstorm. So they didn't have to worry about the pass. Here, you got to worry about Beck throwing it against that number 14 guy and just kind of lighting them up. So this to me favors the running game. It favors the offense. It's going to be an offensive game. Miami just needs to do its thing on defense against an offense that I think. And people hear this and say like you're overconfident. Like I'm not. This is the semifinals, man. I'm gonna be sweating bullets. I'm not sleeping the night before. Like this is not.
Yeah.
And there's matchups that favor Ole Miss in terms of, we'd said it right off the top. They're built to take away Ruben Bain and Messidor, which is our strength of our team.
Right.
So there's matchup problems we got to deal with, but I think they got a lot of problems to deal with too. And if their coaching situation doesn't get sorted, that's another distraction that, Beck doesn't. We're not going to have to deal with Beck hearing about Georgia.
Yep.
That's done. That monkey's off his back because Georgia's watching him play.
Right.
We don't got to worry about really anything other than just getting focused to play football. Hopefully. Right. And then, Ole Miss got to worry about everything else in the world. So I'm feeling all right. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling real good. I will say this. They do got to do something about like the coaching during this time. Like we got to have like a set time to where, okay, things get done like after the playoffs, like hell, portal after the playoffs or something, like after the Natty game. Like we got to switch that calendar around.
The hard thing is school calendars. Right. So it's like the problem. That's the real problem is that schools are like not in session or like it's yet to be in school in January. I forget when the semester starts. Every school is a little different, but like in January. So like these kids do got to go to school. So it's like if you move the schedule around too much, you can't get out of sync with the academic calendar. So that's really the challenge. I do think maybe one thing that needs to happen is moving the season earlier, like play games in August before NFL, like way before NFL.
Because like we should be playing when they in preseason.
Right. They don't have to be in school, but these kids are all in school anyways because they go to summer school. So that doesn't make a difference. Like keep them in school early and then maybe move the bowl games up before the season.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just to get like making kickoff classics kind of thing, just to start the season earlier. So then maybe you get a little bit more of a cushion for all this other stuff. So we'll see, man. But either way, by the way, they're going to be rocking these all week, which is celebrating the Cotton Bowl victory against Ohio State. Cotton Bowl champion t-shirts available at the Miami Hurricane team store, MiamiHTS.com. Use promo code INSIGHT20. You get 20% off. Look at this right here. I like this quarter zip with the playoff. I might $80 right there, Antigua. That's nice. I might get that one. It's 20% off your first item with INSIGHT20. Those Mally jerseys were all over. I saw so many Mally and Fletcher jerseys all over Dallas, Texas. You get those too at MiamiHTS.com or right across the street in the physical store, right across the street from the University of Miami, MiamiHTS.com, the Hurricane team store. All right, 50. I'm going to get out of here. Let them know where to find you.
Oh, on Category 6 Sports on YouTube. Category 6 Playbook.com is the website where you get merch, data driven sports picks, plenty more. And Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Just come hang out. We're going to talk ball.
Love it. All right, everybody. See you tomorrow. Maybe later today. Maybe we'll get some portal news or something. Who knows? Go Canes.
Go Canes.